my God!
And then you two popped up after me.
Oh,
you should
really?
watch the episodes, Peter, and improve yourself. Collectors of Everything, Experts of None, episode 51.
51.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, right. We got to stop brainstorming about episodes 5 seconds before we start recording this episode.
I know. I was just talking to Pete, and I said, episode 51. I'm like, Area 51. We should have done an Aliens episode. 3, 2, 1. We're on.
We're like, yeah.
So next time, maybe we'll get a bit of, maybe we'll do some research and stuff.
151.
Anyway, here we go. 151. Great to have Dave on last week, as usual. We've got some good shows coming up too, potentially, with some guests.
We do.
I know it's always fun seeing just me and Peter, but after a while that does get a bit boring. So we do try and get guests on. It's like your hat, by the way. It's very nice.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's all right, man. That's all right. Guys, if you are liking the podcast, make sure you're sharing it with all your collector pop culture friends. And love to have more the merrier, asking questions and saying g'day on Messenger and Instagram and whatever the other 15 things that we're on. The app is the podcast is brought to you by an app called icollekt. It's a bit jumbled today, sorry. Yeah. So if you haven't checked out icollekt, you can download it and check it out on the showcase page. You can see all the collectibles that are on there. You don't have to sign up to anything. Once you've had a look at it around, there is a bit of restrictions if you don't sign up and put your email address in. But you put that in and then off you go, and you can use all of the functionality on there. You can buy, sell, you can create groups, and you can also direct chat with people. But best of all, you can create your own page, create your own username. It's all free. The only time you'll ever pay on the app, just for everyone's knowledge, is when you sell something. You get charged 5% of the sale price, not including shipping. So
and it's all through PayPal.
Check it out. All through PayPal. So safe and secure.
Yep.
I haven't had an issue yet with PayPal. Friends and family.
Not an issue.
Yeah. God, that's an issue, isn't it?
Oh, man, so many people. Hey, I only do friends and family.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not buying anything off you then.
I'm not your friend.
Man. You've got a guaranteed sale here. Yeah. And I'm willing to cover the 3%, 4% that you're whinging about on top of your fees. Dude, come on.
Anyway, that's a well-worn subject I think we've spoken about.
Yeah.
Because we're getting along now. We're not babies anymore. We've got a lot of content, so we've got to be careful what we talk about and not keep repeating things. Although tonight, unfortunately, we've got a couple of things we're possibly repeating. But we're not talking about Pokemon tonight.
No, we're not talking about Shohei tonight.
We're not talking about Shohei Ohtani, and we're not talking about what's the other thing we always talk about? Goodfellas. Or actually, any movie. Oh, no, there is one movie we're going to talk about tonight, gangster movies. We could do a whole show on how gangster movies are. But anyway, shout out to Stan. What were we going to say?
Nothing. I was just rebutting your, we could do a whole episode on gangster movies.
Maybe I'll get Dave to do that. I don't think we
could.
Without
that might be one when Peter goes away. Yeah. When he needs his mental health week away from the podcast.
Mental health week.
Yeah.
Well, I did thank people. I don't know if anyone saw it, or I didn't get any messages about it, but thanked everybody for listening in, the small but loyal crew that does listen to us week on week. And I said, we'll continue to do it because we do love doing it until Peter gets fed up with Neil's sarcasm. So until that day, we're pretty good. We're going to talk about Lorcana tonight, talking about PSA with some updates and Piggybanx cards, which is an interesting topic. We don't know huge amounts about it. But no doubt it's going to start snowballing because they seem like they're getting popular and there's some value to them. And also the coolest thing we're going to talk about tonight is the Marvel Secret Lair, which was originally leaked and now it's been bought out properly, officially. And so we did get a little sneak peek. I think it was after the last episode though, so we weren't able to talk about it.
Yeah, and now Marvel and Wizards of the Coast have come out and spoiled it by being, this is what we're going to do anyway. It's like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people aren't happy with Wizards of the Coast at the moment for other reasons.
What's new, man? People are, always...
These poor guys, man, they must get so much hate mail. They've got such good games and
but
TCG.
They make so much money.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. People spend a lot of money on this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just, one-off sales. It's subscriptions. It's all these types of things. So, of course, people are going to be like, dude, why are you messing with this? Why are you taking this away from us? Nobody asked you to do this.
In fairness, they gave it up. But yeah, funny enough, I've been reading some. I've been reading Reddit. I've also been reading some other forums about it, the Commander version of the game. And some people's opinion was, you know what, I never really felt comfortable Wizards of the Coast not running it and having other people running it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're not even talking about that tonight. So let's move on. Let's get started. PSA news. Had a few updates over the week in regards to some of the new things they're doing. They've actually been picking up their game. So from what I've read and seen in regards to turnaround times, I do know that is it GameStop? Did we talk about this last week? Where GameStop are now accepting PSA?
No, I don't. I think we actually had it written down, but it was a bit of a schmozzle last week, being the 50th episode.
We had a lot to talk about last week.
And Dave being on there, you know, we can't concentrate when there's another person on here.
And his glasses threw me way off at the start.
His glasses, dude.
I don't have my glasses tonight. They've disappeared.
God.
Yeah, sorry. So they're doing $19 gradings from
you
GameStop?
You can take your cards into GameStop now, and GameStop will package them and send them away to PSA and get them graded. It's almost like they're, you know, a FedEx pretty much for PSA.
So in Australia, there is a company that does that. They do send off cards for you.
Yeah.
So they do it. Obviously, they do secure shipments. But for everyone in Australia, if you don't know what GameStop is, it's like Zing. So it'd be Zing.
I say,
PSA.
It's like
and I'm surprised
games,
that they haven't done that. I would have thought they probably would have kicked it up because it'd be popular in Australia. Because there's few people like me, I mean, not like me, who don't want to send things to California because they're a bit sketchy about, you know,
well, that's
particularly the value of stuff that.
Yeah, that's what always stopped me from sending, you know, figures, like mints on cards over to AFA to get graded. Was because if it gets broken in the post, you're like, well, you know, that's it. It's done. So
and the same as
I'm quite happy to buy ones.
Yeah.
So,
look, I sent over the whole 66 set. So that set came from America and went back to America.
That's ridiculous.
So anyway, I've got the set now. So
can I ask you a question? Yeah. You know, like the card sleeves that they make you put them in. What do they call them?
Semi-rigid.
Semi-rigids. Do you get them all back? Do they send them back to you?
No, they keep them. Yeah.
Sneaky
They would
devils.
have bins full of those things. I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to put them in there.
Yeah.
Or else so you have to put them in there. You have to put them into a very quickly. You go onto their website and you put all the cards in. So I had to put 66 cards in, which took a bit of a while.
Manually.
So you type. So it's like a predictive text. So you type in 1966 Marvel superheroes, and it comes up. So I figured it out. You just put Marvel superheroes #16 or #25 or whatever it was, and it came up. So you do that, but you have to send them in order of how you put them in, or else they charge you more. So anyway, my point being was GameStop and they're doing it now for $19 a card, which is pretty expensive.
Going to the video store and then going, oh yeah, I know that you got a $6 rental here, but it's actually going to cost you $7.50 because you didn't rewind the tape last time.
Yeah.
Do your job, man.
There was a rewind fee, wasn't there?
Yeah, of course there was.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't a rewind fee. They used to have a machine that you put them in.
Exactly.
And then they rewind super quickly.
Every goddamn time to do it.
That's what kept 15-year-olds
in jobs. This is why they all went out of business.
Well, yeah. I think there's a few reasons why they all went out of business. But
media is not a part of it, Neil.
No, well, you know, speaking of media, just very quickly, they're saying in Australia now, free-to-air and sports on free-to-air, if they banned gambling ads, they'd all go broke.
Yeah.
Because the gambling companies pay so much money, which was pretty crazy. So if you're not familiar with Australia, we're a big gambling nation. So
but I mean, it was like,
was that noise in my house just then?
I think that might have been.
It sounded like someone fell down the stairs or something. Anyway, we'll deal with that afterwards.
Yeah. When you hear the sirens,
I've got two of them. It's okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I say those people all the time. They're like, "Oh, what happened to your kid?" I'm like, "That's all right. I got 3."
Exactly.
Two are fine.
I got backups.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
So the opening. So the turnaround time's been getting a lot better with PSA. They're opening a office in Dallas, And they're also opening an
Yep.
office in Europe. Didn't say exactly where, but
Yeah.
obviously it's a good sign for grading. So clearly they're making money and they're trying to expand. Because they would be losing a lot of markets shipping to different countries, I would imagine.
Yeah. I mean, is there a grading company actually based in Europe?
Well, there would be. There's one in Australia. It's
Yeah.
called AGS, Australian Grading Services.
Yeah.
And they're ultra cheap.
I realize that. Yeah, because they're not PSA.
Yeah. Because they're not PSA.
It's like,
you're paying for the brand now.
Yeah, you're paying for the name. And, it's crazy that you can have two cards that are graded exactly the same, one from PSA and one from CGS or whatever, and that one's going to command a higher premium than that one, even though they're the same card. You wonder why we see so many videos of people breaking these things out of slabs and sending them off to PSA.
I've never bought a graded card other than PSA.
We've got, I think, a couple of Pokemon ones.
Yeah, from CGS.
From CGS and from the Australian one, whatever it is. I don't know.
Too many acronyms.
Yeah, something Australia. That's what it is.
I think we've covered so many on this show now that I'm confused about which is which, other than Beckett and PSA, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, I think they came in like, I think they were blind bags that you were buying for like $15, and they had a graded Pokemon card.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we were like, oh, sweet. And we got them, and they're like 9s and 10s and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're not PSA.
I would try out sending them to the robo grading. AGS, I think it is.
Yeah.
Is that AGS? That one, maybe I got the Australian one wrong.
Australian grading.
ACG is Australian card grading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it CGC?
The robo one is the purple one.
CGC?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway,
yeah.
I would love to take... We should do that one day on the show. We should break one of my cards. We should snap one out of the PSA and send it to the robo grading. And then see what it comes back as.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if they do Marvel cards, though. That's the only thing. So anyway, we'll have to look at that.
I think it's only like mainly Pokemon, isn't it, really?
Yeah, and I think they do sports cards as well. Some sort of sports. But I know trading card games were the main ones. I could be totally wrong there. I've only ever seen Pokemon cards go in there.
Yeah. I can't say anything else except for Pokemon because that's all I know that I've seen.
Yeah, and look, we've spoken about that already on an episode in regards to the comparisons from AI driven to, and there's a lot of benefits and a lot of downward, a lot of benefits and what's the other word for something that's not so beneficial?
Disbeneficial?
Less beneficial.
Yeah.
There's a downside and an upside. Anyway, I'm asking the wrong person, sorry.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You know how something like Microsoft got in big trouble from having a monopoly on the computer side? Do you think you can get to a point... The
market's too small. No.
You reckon it is too small? Dude,
well, that was a personal computer industry.
It's a multi-million-dollar, close to billion-dollar market.
Well, I paid $700 million for it.
For what?
For PSA, to take it off the stock market. Or the NASDAQ, I think it was.
Okay. So, I mean... do you think there could ever come a time when they get looked at as, having monopoly on the market, even though that's more consumer driven than anything else?
No, I think Microsoft, that was more of all IBM computers had to have Microsoft on there. That was the deal they did.
Yeah.
Rather than becoming one of the biggest. I think that companies have owned, it's pretty rare. It's companies to get broken up by governments. I don't know why we're talking about this on this podcast. But
I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying, like...
The only one I know of at all, I don't think it's ever happened in this country, and I think the only time it's ever happened was Standard Oil, which ended up being ExxonMobil, became Exxon, and then the other one was Chevron. Okay. So they used to be the one company, and that was so big in the monopoly on the oil market that they broke it up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, bit of history.
Obviously, that's a bit bigger than PSA, and I look stupid.
A little bit bigger than PSA. Well, I mean, if they were sold for $700 million, that means they're not actually doing revenue of $700 million. Their value was just at that, so that could be the value could be 10 times the actual revenue.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Which is PE ratio.
I'll just be. I'll just sit here and be quiet now.
But you make a valid point because in the box that we're in. They're massive, but in the
Oh,
universe of
exactly.
companies. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they're doing a great thing. They're getting bigger and
I'm
bigger,
only
and
thinking
they're
about
actually,
myself here, Neil.
and they're getting faster. I think GameStop was saying it was 45 days their turnaround or less. I think that was the turnaround, and then they'll notify you, and then you can go into the shop and grab it. I think it's a great model, and it gives the shop some revenue as well, which they probably desperately need. So there's new laser cut slab inserts. So a little bit like
Actually, I did see that for the die
die
cuts.
cut. Yeah. So sort of like the Thanos card that I've got. I should have actually had it here. So sort of the plastic sort of holds it in place. I think there was a few complaints about things moving because it doesn't actually sit on the edges.
Yeah,
So they
and then you
fixed that
could
problem
bust
there.
it, and yeah.
Pardon me, sorry.
Yeah, you can
so
see
PSA,
that. You can see that sort of happening, getting shaken around. Someone picks it up, or you drop it, or something like that, and you smash a corner in it. You'd be like,
yeah,
is it still
you'd be a bit of
yeah.
No,
damn you, Johnny Unitas.
The PSA Vault can be used from any fixed price eBay sales now.
Yep.
Okay. So that's an interesting model, but it was always going to go that way. Yeah. So the PSA Vault, I believe, is quite big. It's a utilized service because people don't want to have cards in the house and get robbed. So
yeah, well,
especially if you got $10,000 cards, right? You got to be careful.
Well, yeah, and your home and contents insurance is $30,000. Like,
yeah, I don't think I'd cover it.
Well, not so much your home, but your contents insurance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's always been a problem with
you can
art
cover it
as well. What's that?
Can you cover collectibles and stuff if you took photos
of it all?
So.
I think it's a premium.
Yeah.
Like you're paying for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's one of those things, and then how many times is it 3 years you have to go back and reevaluate it, like with fluctuations in the market and stuff like that?
Yeah. You always have to do that.
Yeah. I mean, could you imagine that you bought, what was that player's name? I can't remember. Wanda Franco. Was a superstar who got done for, really bad SA stuff. Yeah. And people spent tens of thousands of dollars on his rookie cards,
Was this the guy that happened when we were in America? Was that him? The guy that was going to be the next big thing?
Maybe. I think
you're telling me about it when we were there, and you're like, "Oh, this is the guy that's just been done."
Yeah,
and he was arrested.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. And then he fled to wherever he's from, the South American country that he's from.
Right.
But could you imagine? You've got this Wanda Franco set of like rookie cards, refractors, autos, all this stuff, and then next year this happens, and your collection goes into the toilet.
Yeah,
you probably try and burn your house down, don't you, and just collect the insurance back, because I mean, it's dead money.
I hope Wembanyama keeps his nose clean, or else
from what I've seen, man, that dude is one of the cleanest. Like, there's photos of him just standing in a card store going through cards.
Yeah, that's
just like as a normal dude. I think the first thing he bought with his paycheck from when he joined the NBA was a Lego Death Star.
Yeah, that's 7 foot tall.
The Millennium Falcon, the massive big Millennium Falcon.
I'm sure.
Oh, the dude is.
Is he 7'4"?
7'4". He turns his phone off at like 9:30 at night so that he can read before he goes to bed and stuff like that. Super clean cut.
Yeah.
Very Shohei-ish.
Yeah, very Shohei-ish.
Very, very all about the sport. All about the sport.
Not Shohei's manager, but very Shohei-ish. How's he going, by the way? Translator, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so the vault's going to be backed up, and this is it's quite an interesting environment now where they've got this vault, they've got eBay to sell, and then they've got the card valuations as well. So it's all sort of getting intertwined into one. Now, if that all came together, you talk about monopolies, and that ended up being one whole company, well, that could be different because you're almost, well, maybe not, but you're almost manipulating the market, or you could manipulate the market.
Yeah.
If you sit your
cards
in the vault, and then you got Golden.
Golden's in that mix as well, isn't he?
He is.
He's part of that whole eBay.
eBay bought him as well. They are part of him. So eBay have gone big into collecting now. I mean, since we've started doing this podcast, they've gone in heavy into collecting.
It's totally because of this podcast.
Well, that's because we talk about them all the time. But we don't badmouth eBay. We don't mind eBay. eBay's all right.
No,
Just their fees.
eBay's used for price evaluation. And I mean, it's amazing. They run a business where you can go and run your business and get your valuations off it for free.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to buy anything.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's a new baseball holder, a signed baseball holder, which is, from what I saw, was it's going to be similar to a Funko box container, a graded Funko. There wasn't much info on that, but yeah, I suppose if you got it, you can get it graded. I thought you could always get them graded, but maybe they were just done differently. Maybe it was a sticker rather than put in an actual
box. Is this PSA?
Box. Yeah, PSA, yeah.
Oh, we're still on PSA. Okay.
Sorry, that was the last point I had. Just they're doing that's baseball
cool grading. Because I think that a lot of the baseballs they do just pretty much is just a sealed perspex case. So
I think they were saying it was something. Yeah, I thought it would just be the ball and they put a grade on it, but they actually encase it now.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure there was a sticker on it that had like that QR code that sent you to whatever grading it was. Before, or they might not have graded them. They might have been, authenticated more.
Just authenticated. Yeah.
So
anyway, a few different things happening with PSA, which is quite cool. So they're obviously expanding and I guess they really are becoming the mainstream company for grading. So not so much just sports cards anymore.
They got to stop doing stuff like putting out vending machines because that was a whole pile of bad press for them.
Yeah.
So. But apparently that was independently owned.
Oh, right. And they just put PSA cards in there.
Yeah, and they just put PSA cards in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was an actual...
That's a bit like... Did you hear the story in Sydney about these cookies from America? And they did a pop-up store. I don't know exactly where it was. I think it was in the eastern suburbs somewhere, or Bondi or something like that. And these guys did this pop-up store for these cookies that are from America, and they're like ridiculous, and people lined up, and it turns out that it wasn't even endorsed by the cookie company. These guys went to Hawaii or somewhere and picked up and got all the cookies and brought them back to Australia.
Wow,
funny story, should look it up. It was supposedly it was quite disappointing.
Oh really?
It wasn't as hyped up as everyone thought it might be with a pop-up store.
So the first person comes in and goes, I'll buy 3 boxes.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we got 1 box left. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's auction it.
It's like, dude, I need 20 kilos, man.
So we're talking a bit about cards tonight. Apologies. In fact, we're mostly talking about cards tonight.
No apologies.
But you sent me this thing with, and I've seen these once before and didn't really take much notice of them because I'm not really into the alternate art cards. But I did notice that one of them is an Iron Man card, which is currently on eBay, 1 of 1. So they're called Piggybanx. Yeah. Piggybanx cards or art cards or whatever they want to call them. So in a very brief nutshell, these cards are artist driven. And for each card, there's generally 5 of them. So they're like refractors. Yeah. And then there's also 1 of 1s. But they're not from any big company. They're not Tops. They're not, Marvel. They're not anything like that. They're just done by this artist. And so there's a lot of, There's a lot of questions around them, but they're popular.
Oh, yeah.
But some people think they're popular. Some people think they're a scam. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to get people who, have differing opinions on different things. But, when these cards are selling from anywhere from $300 US to $3,000 US, I mean, it's either a well thought out scam or people who've got too much money.
Well, so they're talking I read a lot of forums on this, and they were saying that it all seems to come from one part of California, and then there's these random shops that are auctioning these things off. Yeah. Or these less than reputable shops that are auctioning these things off, which makes sense because you're not going to get massive auction houses with things that are going to be artist driven, and so that makes sense to me. But then I looked on eBay, and there's only, from what I can see, 4 of them on eBay, right? Mm. They're all from the same person, who's, mind you, sold a lot of stuff on eBay. But they're auctions, right? Yeah. 19 bids, 18 bids, 11 bids, and 0 bids on one. but they're like 3,700 Australian dollars, 2,460. But my question is on these things is, look, I'm not a huge fan of them. There is one Iron Man one on there. It looks a bit dodgy. There's a Al Pacino one on there. There is a Vader slap Darth Vader. So he's slapping somebody. I'm your father, no you're not on there. But like they're funny. They're pretty cool. But they're already slabbed. So they're slabbed in sort of their own cases, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a strange one because you're buying something that is already not endorsed by the parent company, so it's already a bootleg of some description.
Yeah. Well, it is. I doubt they'd have Marvel's approval. Dude,
do you think Disney are giving them approval to sell these things and not make money off them? Yeah.
But the auction house that's selling them, they were 99.4% feedback, and they've sold 5.2 million items. So they're not the smallest auction house in the world.
Look, I get it. And I think it's a case of people looking for the next big thing also.
Yeah.
Like, of going, okay, well, if I go all in on this, the hype around it's pretty big. You know, if I can get a couple of the good ones at early good prices, you know, I can sort of set myself up to continue into this. Yeah. But there's just no guarantee. There's no comeuppance for a company who's illegally making something.
Yeah. No, I get it. So it's an interesting thing. I mean, we'll keep on it. But they've got a Thorlax here that they basically copied a Pokemon card, and $2,700 someone's bid on it.
Yep.
It's a certificate of authenticity from Piggybanx. It's a one of one, but they're creating a market, and so I mean, good on them. But
how good is a certificate of authenticity from the company who made it? I mean,
that's all you need, isn't it? That's all you need.
I guess.
This looks like a Pokemon card. It's really bizarre.
Yeah,
but anyway, so it's new on the market. It's not that new, but they're starting to get a bit of fame now and popularity. So we'll be interested to see if
I'd say infamy is probably a better word. Like from what I've read, people are like, "Dude, this is trash."
Yeah, it is. Like, it really reminds me of like the NFTs when they first came out.
I kind of thought about the same thing, but didn't want to say it.
I forget now. The monkeys.
The monkeys.
Yeah, there was a whole set of NFTs that were the monkeys.
Like the band?
No.
I don't know any other monkeys.
Bored Ape. They're a whole set called Bored Ape.
Oh, the monkeys.
Sorry, monkey.
Yeah.
NFT monkey art. Thank you. The website. It's legit. So, I mean, those things.
Bathing ape, isn't it?
Oh, there's heaps of them.
Yeah.
There's a ton of them.
Or Bat-Ape or whatever it is, yeah.
I mean, they'll go for like $100,000 and $200,000 and all sorts of stuff, millions of dollars. But now,
what are they worth now?
I was just having a quick look since we're on the subject.
Because I mean, like these things went crazy. I know, like the Viewer Skew universe got into it. I know a couple of like bands got in. I know Cypress Hill did their own NFTs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the price. Yeah, this isn't even moving.
I've literally tried to ask people to explain NFTs to me, and everyone has something different, and none of it makes sense. No. I just don't get it. You're buying something, but you don't get it.
Well, you're buying a picture.
Yeah, like I do. Yeah. But I can take a screenshot of that picture and send it to you. Now you own it.
And that's why it's gone to $1 million and back to $100.
Yeah, I just it didn't make sense to me. So
anyway,
but a lot of stuff doesn't make sense to me. So
that's fair. Yeah. But anyway, let's see. So Piggybanx cards. Let's see if they release a full set or if they just keep going for one of ones. But if someone is running a scam, they're doing a good job.
If you got the chance to buy one of the refractors, not a one-of-one, but one of the refractors of Iron Man at a good price, say $300, would you buy it?
No. Why?
I'm asking you.
I'm
Only
waiting
you
for.
can answer the question.
I'm waiting for the next story that we're about to talk about to come out to buy those. The Marvel Secret Lair. Wizards of the Coast, the geniuses, should I say, at Wizards of the Coast.
You're just burning it 10 minutes ago.
Okay. It's all right. They've come out with a collaboration between Marvel and Magic the Gathering.
Yep.
It's awesome. That's all I can say. There's not really much else I can say about it. The cards are ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
So they're on par, if not better, than the Wii Schwartz Japanese trading card game, the Marvel trading. Remember those cards that I picked up? Yeah,
they're pretty sick. Those ones too.
They're very much cartoonish though compared to these. These are more real life.
Yeah. Where'd you get them in America?
Yeah, but I bought a box here as well, so I got a box.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, small box, and it's a game, but I can't read Japanese, so I can't play the game. Sick cards though.
We've got a set of Power Ranger ones.
Yeah.
And because they're set in Japanese, up in the top right-hand corner, there's a scissor, paper, rock thing.
Oh, yeah.
And so we used to shuffle them and split the deck and then play scissor, paper, rock with them because that's the only way we knew how to play it because we couldn't actually play the proper Power Ranger game.
Yeah, right. So
yeah.
All right. So there's Captain America. I'm just off the top of my head, but I saw Captain America, Storm.
Yep.
Black Panther. Iron Man.
Yep.
And a couple of others that aren't worth mentioning compared to those 3 or 4 that I'm talking about.
There was
I think these things are going to be massive. No, there was... Hang on. I had the thing up here before.
Because I know they're talking about there's actually going to be a set of it coming out next year. And the way that they're talking is that whether it's going to be a Spider-Man set or whether it's going to be a Marvel universe set.
Yeah, I did see that there was a Spider-Man coming out. I don't know if it was an actual set. I don't know if they're bringing out a set. Basically, what I read was Earth's Mightiest Heroes are brought along with special bonus. You receive 1 Arcane Signet as Earth's Mightiest Emblem, with each 190 spent on the Marvel Super Drop products. So you must get 1. Yeah, it's a pretty nice card, Earth's Mighty, which is basically it's an Avengers card. Which is pretty sweet.
Which makes sense because what are they? They're $29 for the regulars and then 40 for the foils.
So $39 USD for non-foil and then $49.99 for rainbow foil.
$49 for the rainbow foil.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Dude,
so sorry,
who's not going to buy the foil set?
Oh, I'll show you when I get them.
Fair enough. Or you're gonna get both.
Oh no, I was going to get the Iron Man ones.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Will you get the foil and the non-foil?
No. I just get the foil.
Yeah.
And then get them. So there's one. It's called Treasure Token. It's called Treasure Token.
Yeah.
And it's sick. It's a picture in like a crate of the Iron Man mask. And there's also I don't know I don't know if you know much about Magic the Gathering, but it's a soul ring. I don't know what that is, and I believe it's something to do with Magic the Gathering. But it's actually the arc reactor, the small one.
Okay.
From Tony Stark. Anyway, the pictures are awesome. We should really start showing. The pictures are
awesome. I love it. Yeah, man, the pictures are sick.
Yeah.
You gonna play with them? I don't know how to play Magic. What are you
talking about? I'm just buying them for Iron Man.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
I've made no secrets about buying things for Iron Man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
It will obviously be the strongest card in Magic the Gathering from now on, I would imagine, because he is the strongest superhero. So,
well, no, I mean, come on, that's not.
Who is the strongest superhero? You know what? We'll ask that at the end of the
Vision.
Vision. No, Vision can't. How can Vision be the strongest superhero when he died?
It's because he chose to die.
Okay. That's fair. I think his girlfriend is more powerful than him.
Yeah, you haven't watched What If, have you?
No, I haven't.
Where Thanos comes down and tries to take the... No, it's not the Soul Stone, is it? It's the...
Whose?
Vision's. Maybe it is the Soul Stone. I don't
That's a
know.
good question. I can't think now.
But anyway, in the what if, Vision just uses the crystal in his head and just cuts Thanos in half.
Yeah.
Takes his Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
And then becomes Ultron.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And destroys the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Dude, Vision,
in essence,
Vision picked
Ultron
up Thor's hammer.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I should watch it.
What do you mean? It's
an
Avengers movie.
Is it a show or a movie?
Oh, what if? Yeah, no. It's an anime. It's like a cartoon on Disney. Yeah.
Nice.
But it's cool. The zombie Marvel one's really, really cool. That might be a bit scary for you, Neil. I'll put maybe have a pillow ready just to because you get to see Iron Man as a zombie.
Yeah. Anyway, they're coming out soon. I'm on the waiting list. Was there a date? They got dropped November. At the New York Comic Con. Yeah, I don't know exactly when in November, but yes.
Yeah.
They are coming out in November. So I'll keep you posted. November 4th. There you go.
That was the other cool thing. That was the other cool thing that came out from, I think it was the New York Comic Con that
that's what came out.
They had the panel, which was where Wizards of the Coast and Marvel sort of announced it after it had already been leaked. And then I was watching a video of a guy who's heard that everyone that was at the panel left with like a comic of like a crossover.
There was that's right.
A Wolverine cover and a Storm cover, but it also gave you a Doctor Strange card actually in there as well. So this guy that I was watching was going mental over it. I'm like, oh yeah, it'll be available on eBay already. Went on eBay. It's already at $450 US with like 28 bids and another 5 days to go. So
look, they're popular.
It's going to be
look at the PSA one, right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it actually comes out in the set or whether it's like the Avengers Tower one where you have to sort of it's only here or you only have to spend this amount of money and then you get it. But we're not going to release it into anything else.
It'll be a promo.
Which is great marketing. It's making
look at the PSA promo with One Piece. That card is worth a fortune now.
Exactly.
I think it's like $200-300 for the ungraded one. I think the graded PSA 10 is going for about $600 or $700 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine how pissed would you be if you got the magazine and you're like, trading card games, tossed it out, and realized there was a card in there worth $300. Yeah. Because they're shifting a bit.
Imagine if you posty rolled it.
Well, there was one with Batman on the front of it. The last PSA magazine that came out. I think I sent you some pictures of it, and it was all. They had the 1966 superheroes, Marvel superheroes.
Oh yeah.
And it was all the rookie cards of all the Marvel superheroes, and I'm like, damn it. There's no card in this one.
Yeah, where's my 1970 Black Panther rookie card?
Exactly. But anyway, so yeah, I think those promos are really cool. And if they can bring out those sort of promos, you can't game the system if that happens, right? Because you turn up, you get it, it's yours. You buy PSA, you're a member, it's yours.
Dude, when I went to Celebration in Japan, every forum that they had, or like every sort of, live TED Talk, I can't even think what they call it at the moment.
Yeah.
Everyone that they had, every person that was in there got a coin that was limited to only that one forum for that day.
Right.
So
that's cool. Yeah. But that's super rad. Worth going.
It encourages people to go to them and encourages people to try and, get a whole set out of it. I got really close to a whole set.
Yeah, nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a sick collaboration, and we're big fans of collaborations most of the time on this show. Maybe not so much Crocs anymore because they've gone overboard. But everyone else, I did see I saw the Batmobile Crocs the other day.
Yeah.
And
Crocs are like
detail
Oreos.
There's
they
detail.
Need to settle down, man.
Yeah. Like the Coca-Cola Oreos.
Oh, my kids came up to me and they're like, "Oh, I want to get one of those like cans of Coke that taste like Oreos." I thought, yuck. That sounds. No, of course not. I slapped them. We walked home, and he drank from the hose when he got home. Goddamn kids telling me they need their Oreo Coca-Cola.
I couldn't think of two worse things to go together.
Yeah, anyway. Man. And this is coming from someone who likes like cherry cola. So
you like cherry cola? Yeah, nice.
I love cherry cola.
I like sarsaparilla. No one really likes sarsaparilla. Oh, you like sarsaparilla?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so cool collab.
That's
we'll
what
see
was
how
cool.
it goes.
Like you could order root beer, and it wasn't beer, but you got to say root beer.
Yeah, there used to be a burger joint.
People would go, "It's sarsaparilla, mate. This is Australia."
Yeah, there used to be a burger joint that a burger joint that we go to sometimes that had the American root beer, and then
the AW.
Clearly it wasn't a big seller, so they got rid of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's the only soft drink I ever buy was when I went there and got that. Yeah. So anyway, new movie coming out May next year.
Mm-hmm.
The Karate Kid Legends, which looks pretty cool. Jackie Chan's in it.
Yeah, I like
Ben Wang's in it, and so is your man Ralph. Ben Wang and Ralph. I can never say his last name. Mustachio. That's not what his name is.
Pistachio.
Is that how you say it?
I don't know. Ralph Macchio.
Macchio, yeah. Is that how you say it? Macchio?
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Anyway, a new remake on it will be interesting. Jackie Chan's in it.
How many times can you... Wasn't he in the last one, though?
He was in the... Yeah, he was Mr. Miyagi in the last one.
Yeah, so is he just reprising the role and then has a new Daniel San?
I don't know. I think the issue with that was... Oh no, that was when the Will Smith's son, he went to China. That was that one, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It wasn't a bad movie. It was all right. It wasn't as good as the original. But, you know.
It never is.
No. The only movie that's better than the original was Jason Bourne. The Bourne movies got better. And Dark Knight. Anyway, let's move on quickly. So Karate Kid Legends about in May next year. Now, let's talk about Lorcana for the next 3 hours. Can I just say to all the people that were hating on me about Lorcana when I said I made a prediction probably December or January of the start of this year about Lorcana?
Mm.
I don't know if you're frozen or you're just sitting really still.
I'm not frozen. I didn't get to say what I wanted to say. Like, you pivoted too quickly. I'm like, you're a real dick, you know that.
In the back of my head, I'm like, oh my God, it's frozen. Which has happened once in 51 episodes, by the way, where we had to cut out a small part of it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That was indignation, Neil. Indignation.
What was I talking about? Lorcana. I made a prediction that was going to be massive, and it's come true. It's huge. So big, in fact, that at Supernova Adelaide and the Brisbane Supernova, which is their 100th show, is that right? The Supernova?
The 100th show is at Brisbane, yeah.
Disney have a pop-up store. And guess what they're going to be selling? Probably the new...
Marvel. Star Wars.
Boom. Yes, but also probably Lorcana.
Yeah.
It's big, dude. It's huge.
Oh, and the sets, I'm not taking anything away from Lorcana.
I thought Pokemon were busting him out. But these guys are truly busting out sets like no tomorrow. Do you know how many sets of Lorcana have come out this year? Or should I say by the end of November? How many have come out?
By the end of November.
Yeah.
So I think we had 1, 2 that I knew about. Then there was another. I'd say there's been 4 this year. 4?
The 4th one comes out it comes out in stores on the 15th. Wow. And then released on the 29th of November. Do you know what set number that is? And I've got an original box of the first chapter. I don't know exactly when the date of it was, but it wouldn't have been more than 2 years ago, I wouldn't think.
No.
That's the 7th set that they've bought out. There's a lot of people on the forums now for Lorcana going, I can't keep up. It's too many. But so they're going to be at Supernova. I'm going to make another prediction here.
Ooh.
I reckon they're going to be giving out some stuff at that Disney shop for those 2 shows. Because it would be the first time that they've ever done shows in Australia. The actual Disney store.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if there's some nice Lorcana cards that you can only get at that shop if you buy something. And if that's not the case, well, they'll probably be listening to this show, so they should do that because it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So it's in Adelaide. It's in Brisbane. Should be pretty
send
cool.
stuff us for like a preview. We can do a preview for you. That's cool.
We won't tell anyone. That's fine.
We'll tell
that date.
People who watch the podcast, which is me and Neil. So yeah, your secret's safe with us.
Yeah, it's Azurite C is the new name of the Lorcana set coming out. Big Hero 6 and Rescue Rangers are an addition in that set.
Wow. Does that mean that Chip and Dale's already been done? Because I thought Rescue Rangers was like an offshoot of Chip and Dale.
Oh, that's a valid point.
Because if you go back in your mind, Neil,
yes,
and you sing the theme music for Rescue Rangers, it goes Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers, Chip and Dale, when there's danger. So is Chip and Dale already out?
First of all, fantastic rendition.
Yeah.
Second of all,
I've wasted my life.
You wasted, your talents been wasted in other areas.
Yeah.
More sophisticated areas like podcasts about collecting.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Maybe not. Maybe. Well.
Yeah. No. I just don't
Chipmunks,
understand.
Chip and Dale. Yeah.
Well,
was it the Chipmunks? Wasn't it? It wasn't Chip and Dale.
No, it wasn't the Chipmunks because that was Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
That's right. And they've had movies that have come out with the skater guy in it.
Yeah, with Ben Lee. No, not Ben Lee. Sorry, wash my mouth out. I don't remember his name. Okay.
Anyway, that's interesting. No, I'm not sure. Big Hero 6, pretty cool movie. Jason Lee. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're coming out, the sets. We saw a video the other day of whether it was legitimate or not, of the guy opening up what set was it? Shimmering Skies. And it was like opening it up, and then there's a Pokemon card in there, and it's full of energy cards from Pokemon.
Is it? So there was one Lorcana card at the top, and the rest were energies.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's not even Pokemon in there, man. It's like energies, really?
I know. It's when the comments is like, these guys are so cold, they don't even put Lorcana cards in there. They put Pokemon cards in there.
Yeah, and the Pokemon cards that, unless you play the Pokemon game, they're worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
what do you
collect, Neil? I collect leaf energies.
Yes. They should bring out a special edition energy card just to really put everyone off.
Oh, there's always energy cards that are like foils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And like if you use them properly, like Pep probably does, then they're probably like cooler. But yeah, you know, energies. What kids go? Ooh, energy.
So many. Now this is what they do with energies.
Yeah, that was the one that you'd peg onto your bike so that it sounded like a motorbike when you rode down the street.
Yes. Yeah. Do kids still do that? I don't think they do.
They got motorbike video games now. They don't need to use
electric
cars
bikes.
Sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
E-scooters and cool things.
So that'll be coming out in November. I believe Supernova is in November. So that could be a segue into selling the boxes because of how big it is getting in Australia.
I think that, you know, if companies don't do these kinds of things for big events, I mean, and it is a big event, this Supernova 100, it's a big deal. It's a missed opportunity. Like it's showing that, okay, we don't really care about Australian collectors as much as we care about American collectors or, you know, Asian collectors or anywhere else.
Yeah.
When, I mean, the Australian market is only getting bigger and bigger all the time. And, you know, I know people now who are watching for drops on these cards overseas, when they drop overseas and spending the money, paying the shipping, and you know,
I did that.
Yeah,
with the first editions, I got them.
Yeah, it'd be a massively missed opportunity for them. We should open it. Let's open it.
Yeah. And I've been reading about how you can tell if it's a first run or not, and there's all these conspiracy theories about the dates on the back of them and stuff like that. These are actually dated 2024. So this isn't probably the original. But I don't think there's any difference in them. They're all the same.
Yeah, I think I've shown my frustration at that before.
Yeah, but I'm guessing they're going to keep getting opened. And with them all getting opened, they're getting more and more valuable. I'm not sure what they're going for at the moment.
But when does the market get saturated? Like when you start having people who are going hard at collecting these things, and they're getting burnt out saying that I can't keep up anymore.
Yeah,
you're losing your core group.
Yeah. But these are the old ones, right? So
yeah, but you'll get new people. You'll always be creating more of a market. But why burn the market that's already there?
Like, yeah, I agree. There's a lot of them for sale. They're not rare, by any stretch. But they're about 300, and we can buy them for $325 Aussie.
Yeah. Okay. Because there's no number. Because there's no number.
No, that's right. But they've done it for a reason. I'm not sure what that reason is.
There's no chase. They're there to play the game, and that's the only reason why.
There is one set that you can't get in boxes.
Yeah. And that's the error set.
It is the error set. So
we only want to see the case, not your face.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So the Bruno card, that one there.
Okay.
It's got the wrong artist on it.
Yeah.
So after D23, I think it was about a week after. So it's one card from every set so far.
Oh, so that's how they did it. Okay. And then, fair enough.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think, well, it came out, the other sets come out recently. I think the Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit, was from that set that hadn't come out yet.
Okay.
And so this is from every set. And
wow.
The Bruno card, I can't remember the guy's name now, but it's got on here Matthew Robert Davies.
Yeah.
And it wasn't him.
Yeah.
And they came out about a week after D23 and went, sorry guys, there's an error card in there.
How bad?
And I think and the prices were like, so.
Are they still able to buy like now? Like has the market sort of plateaued?
D23, the Lorcana box. You'd still be able to buy them.
Which is because this was my big argument was, okay, there's no numbered cards, there's no dates on the cards, they're all the same. You're just buying them from different series. This now becomes a massively chased card. Yeah,
so apart from they're all foiled. Apart from the exclusivity, the fact that they're from that box, right? There's an error card in there. The error card would be worth more than what it would have been worth if it wasn't an error card. If someone's got all 6 of them graded PSA 10 at the moment, they want $1,000 for them. You can buy boxes right now for 450 Australian dollars.
Okay.
So they're still available.
That's more than obviously what you paid, but that's...
Yeah, it is.
It's still reasonable.
Yeah. It's a long-term hold. Because
it's a slow burn, is it?
Well, they're going to get open. Sooner or later, they're like, oh, I've got to open it. They don't have ninja skills like me, Peter.
Of what? Being able to sit on stuff?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Although I did buy 2 boxes, so I did open one. Because I
pulled You're not meant to tell him that. Yeah, no, we've seen the Mickey.
Yeah, I pulled the Mickey Mouse, which is pretty sick. That's the best card you can get out of that set. But
that's an alternate art one.
Yeah.
So there is chases. It's just not. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget.
Crazy.
I forget the card is now, but yeah. So that's probably the coolest thing I've seen at Lorcana is that set. Comes in its own box, 6 cards, all the sets. I'm not going to buy every box from the sets.
No, I don't think you need, especially when they're the same card.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense. You're not giving.
What would be smart is to possibly get it authenticated in the box. It could add value, but again, maybe it won't. I don't know.
Yeah.
There is you can buy a protector.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more expensive to grade a box than what it is to grade the 5 cards singly, though.
Yeah. So you can buy a guard for the box, actually, for $34. Or $67, sorry. Acrylic display protector case.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Could also get
So
some
yeah,
bubble
so there we
wrap
go.
in a box.
So that's right. Or a dark cupboard that's dry.
Works.
That's about it for Lorcana. So there's a few things happening with Lorcana at the moment. We've talked a lot about cards tonight. I actually forgot to get a question.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry. I'm slipping now. We've gone past 50. It's all downhill from here.
Oh, it's all downhill. I get it. I get it.
But quickly back to our who's the toughest superhero. Clearly, it has to be somebody that's from not this earth. So I think you're right. Vision would be one. I thought the witch would be one. She's pretty crazy. Well, she can manipulate people.
She already showed of what she was capable of. So
Ultron technically is pretty powerful because he can control all the robots.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure.
Didn't really work out that well for him.
Didn't work out that well, not in the movies anyway.
Didn't work out that well for Thanos, and Thanos should have been a bigger bad than what he was.
Yeah. Didn't work out that well for Iron Man in the end of it either.
Kang should have been, a bigger bad than what he was.
Kang?
Yeah.
Well, isn't Kang coming out? Isn't the movie coming out shortly?
Yeah. But, I mean, we've already lost the actor, and that annoys me when we don't have consistency. So
I reckon if Magic the Gathering should have thought about it and done a Doctor Doom card, it would have blown up. Simply because that's about to come out.
Yeah. Oh, you know what would have been even better?
One
of those hologram Doom ones that goes from Iron Man to Doctor Doom. But
I've actually got one of those.
Tony Stark.
I've actually got one of those. One side of the card is Iron Man, the other side is Iron Patriot.
Yeah, well, nobody cares about Rhodey.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Considering they're swapping
not in
out
this discussion.
In the movie. Okay.
I mean,
anyway.
Okay, so
we'll move on.
No. If this is going to be the question, I think, if you have to look for any cinematic universe, who do you think's the biggest bad of all time?
Yeah.
Oof.
No, I didn't say that. I said who's the most powerful.
The most powerful of all time in any movie situation.
Any movie situation.
Okay. The Emperor?
Oh. Talk about an anticlimax.
He can manipulate.
From Star Wars?
From Star Wars.
Oh my God. I just said Scarlet Witch could manipulate anything, including people. Yeah. She'd tear him in half just for fun.
Neil, have I ever told you the story about Darth Plagueis the Wise?
I don't care. It's Star Wars. I don't care.
All right. Look, if we're talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh, not so much DC. It's not in DC.
Yeah. Yeah. I truly think it's Vision.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a question we could ask.
Yeah.
Who do you think the most powerful superhero is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Yeah. I mean, who else is there really? I mean, Dormammu. Is it Dormammu? And then, Galactus could be one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's so many that you could go through. You look at what they did to the girl in Deadpool and Wolverine. I can't remember her name. So.
Oh, the younger.
But no, not X-23. I think her name was. She was from Logan. Have you watched Deadpool now? Oh, you did. Oh, well
no,
done,
not the last
Neil.
one. Not the last one.
Oh, Jesus!
It's actually out now on Disney.
Pay the money and rent it, man. Pay the money and rent it.
I just don't know. I've had the time. I've been too busy watching all the Marvel shows. But anyway, so
one Marvel show that you've watched.
The one with Loki in it.
What's it called?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's called Loki, you dumbass.
I thought so.
Oh, I can't take you
I'm too
anywhere.
busy reading forums about Lorcana. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't do
And
everything on this show,
Piggybanx.
Peter. I
Yeah.
can't be the
Oh, yeah, fair
person that
enough.
carries the show,
You
drinks
do all
the
the reading and
beers.
I'll do all the watching. Okay?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of us
All
have to
right,
do the
cool.
hard yards.
Yeah.
Jeez.
All
Gosh.
right. All right.
All right.
Keep
All
telling
right.
yourself that.
Anyway,
51.
you've done really well the whole time. You haven't coughed,
I
and now you
just
just
coughed
started to
right
cough.
then, yeah.
You ruined it.
God damn it. All right, start again.
Episode episode 51. All about cards. We won't talk about cards next week, I promise. I think what we're going to do next week, I don't think we have any guests on next week. I think the week after we've got guests
The
on.
week after, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to do a flashback to a year. I don't know what year it is yet. Like we did with 1994. That was a hugely popular episode. So we're going to do another year, maybe. Well, work it out. But
Okay.
a year that was pretty big for collectors and pop culture.
I want to do an episode on 80s cartoons as well.
Okay.
Because I like 80s cartoons.
Request into HR and they'll see if it's acceptable.
Well, I did like 40 episodes ago. They still haven't got back to me.
That's fair. So, okay.
Yeah.
They won't.
What do you do?
Yeah, 100%. All right. Collectors of Everything, Experts of None, episode 51. We'll be back next week with a year piece to talk about. Take care.
See ya.